Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm SM SithLord. This is the bi-weekly build stream right here on the channels that you're watching on, and I'm about to make something that is going to have baked lighting in it. That's the goal for today. It's going to be a brand new web world with, oh, my mic is way over here. This probably works better. Oh no, this is the other mic. Oh man, too many mics, I'm confused. Okay, so I'm starting things off by looking into AI generated images for concept art. Let me tell it that I'm looking for concept art. And then we're going to be building it right here. Then I'm going to bake it right here in 3ds Max, is the 3D modeling program that I'm using here. And then I'm going to export a GLB, and with that baked pre-lit GLB, I'll put it in a Somnium web world through the web worlds SDK in Play Canvas, and bam, we got a party zone. Probably not going to be a party zone. Perhaps some type of art gallery, we shall see. I mean, here's an art gallery. Let's go for something a little bit like these. Yeah. It's a Unix system. I know this. We'll do one more generation, but let's do something like this. Okay. Now, let's first set our coordinate system to... I'm starting a little bit late today, so I'm going to be trying to click a bit fast here. Gotta set everything to meters. I gotta make Gordon Pillman here out of a capsule. He is hero size, which means 1.88 meters. Yeah, I'm thinking of meters right now. And that's too large. There we go. That's about Gordon Pillman hero size. All right. Now that I know how big a person is, I can... Ooh, I gotta save this. What is this? This is... I will call this fine art. Okay, let's make some fine art, or at least let's make something that where I'm gonna hang fine art in. I can't go too heavy on the reflections, but I can go heavy on the baked lighting. So this one over here looks pretty good, and this one right here, that looks like most of the reflections. I can't do reflections because reflections have to be dynamic to look correct. I could fake the reflections, but you wouldn't see the people in the reflections if I faked them, so I think I'm going to try to stay away from reflections. I want less abstract. With cool lighting effects. Let's try that. Okay, but the one that I did see that I liked there, it was a... I'll just make it a box, I guess. Gonna try to kind of speed build this here. Snap this to the middle. Whoa! Those are pretty cool. I might go for something more like this one, though. Or this one. Or this one. Definitely this one. Okay, so let's get some textures into here. I want to use Arnold render versions of materials today. I don't know if I'll have those for everything that I'm looking for, though. Arnold render is the lighting engine I'm going to be baking from inside of 3ds Max here. August wood floor stained black. Let's grab that from GameTextures.com. Because I want the Arnold version of this thing, so the lighting that I bake from it will be stupendous. Stupendous? August wood. Painted black. No colors anymore. I wanted Arnold render. Give me the loot. There it is. And this is going into the Arnold folder. And here are the exact images that I need to assign it to my floor and my scene before I bake. You know what? You can keep your name. You're going to be is that it? And then August goes to base color. I think this is it. Now this is a full-on PBR material. Look at all those slots, man. People say PBR when they're just talking about a spec or a metallic kind of slim down GLTF shaders. No, man, there's more to it than that. I'm not going to be using more than you would commonly find though. So let's get the or what is this? This is the AO. Let's get this nice AO in there. Ambient. Okay, this isn't it. I want PBR simplified, don't I? Spec class, what do I have? I have base color, occlusion, height, emissive, metallic. I have metallic. Maybe this will work out better for me. Yeah. I can't deal with all those slots over there. These slots look like they'll work out for me because I do have a normal map. And I do have roughness. I have roughness. Cool. No metallic because my metallic is black. Okay, now I need to do that. My metalness is 0 already. Roughness could be 1. Yeah, I'm taking a long time to set up my material, but it needs to be glorious. Okay, this is not rotated the right way. I guess it's a little glorious. It's actually more glorious than it appears. You'll just have to take my word for it. But let's go to the UVX form and turn this thing up. Too small. Still too small. Is that better? No, that's too small. Is that better? Yeah, it might be. Okay, so let's start making it look wonderful. And this isn't just for looks. Well, it is all just for looks. Because what I mean is it's going to be baked in as cool as it looks in here. So the cooler I make the lighting look in the render here, in the modeling program, the cooler it will look after it's baked out. Where's my type of light? This is an Arnold light. My type of light is a point light, yes. And my radius is this much. And then to see what it looks like, I have to turn on active shade. There we go. That's what it's going to look like when it bakes out. That's way too intense of a light. Let's take that down to 5. Okay. How's my floor looking? My floor looks okay. That's an okay size. Let's make my hallway, which will also have really cool lighting baked onto it. Arnold render, do I have plaster in here? I don't think I have plaster in here, so let's jump real quick back over to get a texture. And subway plaster ceiling. What else do we got? Subway plaster ceiling looks good to me. It's nice and base colored. We want Arnold render and 2K map, and let's download this thing. Where's the color? There you go. Let's make the new material over here. I believe this is a metal and roughness. Yeah, they're all metal and roughness, but it's Arnold, baby. It's okay that I'm using many material layers here because I'm going to be baking it out. And when you bake it out, I'm baking it all to the albedo channel. Diffuse? Emissive, actually, in the end, because it's going to be pre-lit. That's what makes it run super well. Watch. This will run super well. Height, I'm not going to use it. Roughness, already used it. AO, we'll use that. AO, okay. And for roughness, did I use roughness? That's roughness. Oh yeah, I did. There's no metalness. Is there no metalness? I don't think there is metalness. No, metal is black. Okay, and this says that I have all the roughness in the world. I'll do 0.7 roughness. No, we're all the roughness in the world, baby. Normal, yada yada yada. I think we're good there. Let's try assigning it. What's wrong there? base color. Yeah. Okay, well. I don't know. Maybe my normal's up too high. We'll just let it go for now. How's the resolution on it? The resolution on it looks acceptable, I think. Yeah, let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling, but let's save because we've come so far. Have we? We really have, actually. Now, look, I am not limited to how many materials that I can use because I'm going to be baking this. I could put 1,000 different materials in this room, put it all in one mesh, bake it out there, and it's one material in the end. So, easy peasy. Okay, so we start in this hallway. We go forward into another room based loosely on these concepts that we got rolling. We need art installations, but also I just need to get the shape of the room down. So when you go straight, what else do we got? We got another light, okay. We're gonna have lots of lights by the time this is done. But we do have another light over here, and this is where we have the main gallery. The main gallery is over here. We're gonna need lots of floor space in our gallery. Okay, so it's perfectly aligned floor space in our gallery. And the box needs to be wider. Okay. Let's focus on this room that we're walking up into. this one to be that high also. Oh, my stream cut out. Let me fix that. What was that about? Oh no. Check, check. Okay, I'm back. Make sure that I'm all good here. Sorry about those electrical issues causing me to cut out for a second there. But I think we're all good now here. Let's keep at it. I'm gonna be boring and just start in the hallway. Maybe I don't know. It would be cool to spawn outside and then you walk in, but I'm trying to finish this all up within like another hour and a half. So I might have to cut some of my ideas. Here, you're walking through here, then you're in there. Then what? Then all kinds of cool stuff, but let's get this starting area figured out and nice and cool. Man, it takes a long time even to render this kind of light. I'm gonna go back to a point light, I think. Because it renders faster. Yeah. That's more like it. Gives me the nice hard shadows. If I can get my camera where I want it. What am I even looking at? Okay, there's too much stuff in here for me to make fast progress. So let's hide some of it. Let's hide all of this stuff for a minute. There. Can we render faster now, please? Okay, so we're going for fancy lighting here. We got some fancy lighting coming down the shafts there. That's pretty good. We could do more though. We could do more with how cool this room looks. Let's see. Yeah, okay, this bake's gonna look good. I have confidence, but we need more colors and stuff. I'm gonna end up using mostly one texture just because I'm trying to build so quickly. Shouldn't that be square if it's 2x2? Okay. Oh yeah, it is square. Ha! It is square. And then we put a cool light behind it. Yeah. Then we'll start looking cool, man. I got a song stuck in my head. It's not the one that I'm listening to. Okay, I think this is working. That's a cool color. I'll throw a spotlight onto it. I want to get to a bake pretty soon. To see what it's going to look like. Okay, so how about a spotlight on this thing too? Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. I do want to blast it with a little more light though. Okay, making progress. I gotta align it. Align it on the y-axis. Make sure it's high enough. Okay, but let's make that purple light be closer to the ground. It looks a little weird where it's at now. Let's make it not so intense. I think I'm going to go with not colored lighting there, just white lighting. It'll be more artistic perhaps, and maybe it'll make the artwork pop more. Pop. Artwork's always trying to pop. You know? Okay, I'll just tone down the color a little bit. All right, let's get moving here. Let's get some more stuff in here. And I'm gonna bake out this hallway after I get some more stuff in here. Just this light bake of just this hallway will look pretty cool. So let me do that. This will be the starter hallway. Oh wait, I want to bake everything together. All of this stuff. Okay. Okay. It's kind of hard to go ad lib. You got to have a big vision, and you got to tackle your vision in the right process. I'm doing like a game jam here, so I got to think of what I can accomplish really quickly within this span, so I could actually have something to show at the end of this session. I think I can accomplish that. this is what I'm looking for. Okay. Are we ready to bake something yet? Maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a backup copy of this thing. File. Save as. Because I'm going to mutilate it a little. As I do my Boolean operations. Let's get it done. All right. And then I get to bake the light and see how it turns out. Compound object. Pro Boolean. Start picking, and we're going to union stuff first. Oh wow, that's a whole group there. Okay, let's ungroup those. Railway. Okay, I made this all one chunk, but I'm not done yet. Got some other craziness to do. I want to cut this thing, like so. Here, so I'm cutting this to be the right shape, kind of trimming it, very much like you do in VR modeling, actually, but I'm doing it in non-VR. And let's trim it on the sides also. I'm trimming it down so I don't have a lot of wasted texture space. I don't want wasted texture space because that would make my bake lower quality. Okay, now we have a solid single mesh that has a bunch of stuff in it. And I'm going to bake it out and see how it looks. Cool. I'm going to get this guy out of the way so he's not in my bake. Also, I want to delete the exterior, some of the exterior surfaces. Let's do that because they're large, rather large. Edit poly over here. Over this and this and this. And that. And that, but not the top, because the top is going to cast shadows. Maybe I'll delete them afterwards. But I want them there for the bake. I should probably detach them, though. It's okay. I'll let them get baked. Am I going to let them get baked? Yeah. So how I would do this is I would detach them, and that way they cast shadows, but they aren't in the texture sheet that it's going to bake to. Not going to do that right now. It's okay. Let's keep moving along here. Oh no, it looks like I forgot to add something to this boolean. There. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. Edit polygon again and delete these things again. Not quite. It didn't quite work out. Let's try that again. Okay, now we're ready to bake. This is how it's going to look. Okay, let's get it done. Ah, the bake. I'm gonna bake this entire thing into one chunk, and then maybe the next room I'll bake into a different chunk. So this chunk, it's already all one mesh. I pro-booleaned it all together. I'm gonna collapse it down because sometimes it works better when everything's collapsed down. And I'm going to do the baking process. The first thing I'm gonna do is auto unwrap. So to do that, I'm gonna do render to texture. Doesn't matter where I set the path. I want to increase the padding to 4. I want to tell it to use texture channel 2 and tell it to unwrap only. Okay, now my thing is unwrapped, kinda. I still need to process it a little bit more. So here I need to save the UVs. What I'm doing now is I'm moving the UVs from UV channel 2 onto UV channel 1 because I'm baking everything onto the diffuse layer. So here I'll just call this UVW. It's just a temporary thing, so I can go over to here. Abandon, load. Oh no! Oh no! Control Z. I don't want to do that yet. I need to bake first. I almost screwed everything up. Okay, now I got the UVs auto flattened onto channel 2, and I'm ready to bake. Let's do that. Select the thing. We're gonna call this Hall. I'll just call it Hall. Customize. No, render. Bake to texture. Now, there's a lot of different textures that I can bake out. I'm going to bake out just the beauty map. Sometimes I like to bake out the rounded corners also if I want to put a nice little sheen on it, but I'm not going to do that today. On this particular model, it's more optimized not to do that. But those are cool because it makes everything look really round, like it's wrapped in plastic. Where am I going to be saving this file out to? I'll just put it on my desktop, I guess, and I'll call it. I call it here. Hall Beauty. It's going to be a PNG. I want the padding to be forward and line up with my unwrap. 2K texture size. I'll take it. 2K texture size. We're good. Render. Okay. So here's what the unwrap looks like. I could have inspected this anyways if I would have went to the UV unwrap sheet. Like I mentioned earlier, it's going to bake onto this sheet the top part of the building. Now normally, if you're only on the interior of a building, you don't need a roof surface, right? And surface area really matters here when you're baking lighting. And if you don't need the roof surface because the player or the user is always inside, you don't want it to take up space on your texture sheet for sure. However, if you just delete those surfaces, they won't cast shadows. So I wouldn't have these cool, the beams, they wouldn't be casting shadows down if I had deleted the top surfaces of the beams. So, like I briefly mentioned earlier, what you would do is you can bake the lighting per object in any good app. Blender, 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, so probably Unity too. I don't know about Unity's baking potential, but it seems like it could bake. So you would detach. If I wanted to do this and go the extra mile and make sure that I don't have anything on my UV sheet that doesn't need to be there, i.e. external surfaces, I would just detach the surfaces so that they still cast shadows, but they're not part of the model that I'm auto unwrapping and baking. Okay, while this finishes rendering, I'm going to jump into playcanvas.com. Where am I putting this thing? I have no idea. I probably need to create a new project to upload it to, and I'm creeping towards my max size here, but it's okay. I got room for one more. Blank. No, not blank. I could add it to Fashion World. No, I'm going to make a new one. I'm going to clone Fashion World. There we go. That's the ticket. Project name is going to be... I named it earlier. Fine Art. Fine Art. It'll be the code name. Code name Fine Art. Alright. This is done. It's saved to my desktop. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is assign it here and export this as GLB. Here's how you do that. First, I need to do that thing I was talking about with the UVWs, so I'll save that as UVW. Okay, then I'll say to channel 2, and I'll say abandon and load my old UVWs. And I'm going to make a GLTF material. That's right, my friend. And it's going to be called Fine, or it's going to be Hall. Then I'm gonna go grab this, and this is called Hall Beauty, my glorious baked 2K texture. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It could be better, probably, but it's pretty good. I'll put it over here, and this is just the first iteration. I need to plan something epic out that I have to make over the course of several sessions, and I need to do it modular so I could actually bake stuff out one chunk at a time. Baking is such a destructive process, but it's going to turn out well. I don't want it over there, actually. I want it on the emission map, and over here I need this to be black, and here I need the roughness to be all the way rough. No normals and no AO. I'll just leave the AO there anyways. I don't know what that even does. So you see the textures are all weird there, right? Oh no, they're all broken. Well, not anymore. Well, not anymore. Now they're all blurry. So I could bake it out 4K texture, then it would work better. You know what? I probably should do that. Control Z all this. Let's go back. Back even more. No. Here's the automatic flatten. Yeah, we're good there. And then I select it again. Okay. Let's redo this bake. We're going to redo this bake at 4K. Hopefully my UVs are still good. Yeah, there they are. Perfect. Okay, let's do this bake at 4K. How do we do that? Well, just the same way we did, except for a little bit different. Make the texture beauty. We're going to the desktop. We're going to be padding 4, but we're going to be image size 4K, baby. That's right. Render out, because I want cleaner, crisper shadows. 4K. Geez, that's a big texture, but there's no normal map that's going to be on it. So it's really just the texture memory of the diffuse channel itself. And it's going to save a bunch on not having all the material layers. So, let's see how this works out. What day is today? Is today Friday? Yeah. Out of coffee. This 4K render. This 4K render, baby. All right. So this is doing its thing. While it's doing its thing, this is where it's going. I'll keep going over here and get this thing prepared. This render is going to take a minute. It is. This is 4 times the resolution as the previous render. And somehow I'm still going to have these little artifacts, which are, it's a little frustrating. Am I still going to have those artifacts? It looks like I am. I mean, I'm looking at them. Maybe after it zooms in, they won't be so noticeable. It might have been my normal maps were a little bit messy. I don't know. Okay, anyways. It's going in here, but I'm replacing what's in this scene with the other stuff. Oh, my whole computer's going slow because I'm rendering so hard. Here's an old scene. This is the one from last week. There's a cool animated camera and everything in this one. We're deleting all that. My computer's going super slow. I probably should just let it render. That's not very good TV to just sit here and let it render. But I only need to do it once, hopefully. So I'm baking lighting, so I'll talk a little bit about design while I'm sitting here watching this bake happen. I'm baking lighting in the 3D application into the texture. Right now, specifically, I'm baking them onto what's called the second UV channel, UV2. The second UV channel. Is it UV1? UV0 and 1, or is it 1 and 2? I don't know. The second UV channel. The first UV channel is for what you actually see on your texture, like the wood grain or the stucco on the wall. The second UV channel is usually reserved for things like lighting or really complex things like flow maps and stuff like that. Usually lighting. So you have to create this second UV channel using unique UV space so that lighting can be baked onto each little texel of the surface of the model uniquely, because every point of your 3D model has a different lighting condition. So instead of mutilating your diffuse channel, your UV1s, because you want to have tiling textures and all that, you could still have tiling textures if you bake your lighting and you have a light map baked onto UV2s. So an alternative approach to what I'm doing right now is to just do the unwrap. The unwrap that I did that laid everything out in the unique UV space that we're kind of seeing visualized right before us right now as it renders to this UV space. You do that on an auto unwrap, but you don't even bake. The step that I'm doing right now, you don't even do it. You just have that secondary UV there. You export your GLB or your FBX, because GLB doesn't support light maps yet, shadow maps. But FBXs do, PlayCanvas does, the Somnium Web Worlds SDK does. So you just export your model with UV1 set up with your tiling textures. UV2s have your auto unwrap on the model, and you can bake the lighting in PlayCanvas editor itself. As long as you have your UV2s set up. You gotta have your UV2s set up. Then stuff like the PlayCanvas editor can bake to it. Stuff like Unity can bake to it. All over the place they can bake to it. The thing is, if you bake your lighting in the level editor, there's advantages and there's disadvantages. One of the advantages, I would Alt-tab over and show you, but that's just going to lag me up and make the render go even slower. One of the advantages is you get to adjust the lighting almost in real time right in the editor. In PlayCanvas's case, it is in real time by default, unless you make it so you have to click the button. But that lets you tweak the lighting in the world, and it also lets you the dynamic shadows. So I'm talking about baking the shadows. You click calculate lighting and it bakes into the light map static lighting. You can do that if you have UV2 set up. Benefit is it's dynamic from the editor. So if you put like you have a garage, right? You have a garage 3D model. You set up its UV2s and its UV1s and it looks all good. You get into the WebWorlds SDK and then you have a different model that you get from Sketchfab or something, okay? Like a model, like of a car. You put the car into your garage and you want your car to cast lights onto the garage. Not a problem at all if you're baking the lighting from the level editor itself, in this case, the Play Canvas editor. Because when you're baking it from the level editor, it takes everything into account. Kind of like you're making a deathmatch level for a game. It's really easy peasy. If I would have done this approach and baked the lighting completely before I exported it, like baked it in a 3D program, then the car that I put into the garage could not possibly cast a shadow because shadows were calculated in a different program that didn't even know about the car. So that's one good thing about calculating and baking the lighting inside of the level editor instead of inside of the 3D modeling program. Now on the other side of that, why bake it inside of the 3D modeling program? Well, two main reasons is why I'm doing it here. One, the quality of the light bake is better when you do it in something like 3ds Max or Blender or Maya or Cinema 4D because of what we're looking at right now. It takes a long time, right? When you calculate lighting in Play Canvas or inside of an editor, it happens almost instantaneously because their lighting algorithms are so fast and so simple. But what we're looking at right here is not fast or simple, but it's better. Now, my bake might look a little weird because in PBR, if you don't get when using physically based render materials, if you don't get your PBR settings just right, it looks weird because it looks so real if you do get your settings right. If you get your settings wrong, it looks off, like almost right, but not quite, which is really bad place to be. It's like the uncanny valley. So mine might look a little weird. I might have to do another bake. I'll be sure to do that off stream if I need to. Because I think my normal maps might have been a bit too heavy, and maybe my AO was a bit too heavy too. Because I'm getting that fuzziness there. And I shouldn't be getting fuzziness. Okay. I'm marching towards completion here. It's like 2 or 3 more little cycles around the thing and I'll be good. Can I zoom in here without breaking everything? Yeah. Yeah, it's just, my normal map was cranked up too heavy. That is a super 3D wall. Oh, cool. It jumped all the way to the end and we're good. Okay, now let's do those other steps that I had done a moment ago where I click save and I save this out to the UVs and then I click here and abandon and load. So what I'm doing right now is because I'm baking in 3ds Max and I'm not doing that tile texture with the light map on top, I actually baked everything into what's called a beauty map. I have to move the unique UV space from UV2 onto UV1, and that's what I just did. But now I need to change the texture because these UVs only look correct if they have the beauty map on them that I just rendered out. Put it on emissive. There we go. Okay. There's double lighting happening on it right now. That's why it looks so weird, I believe. Let's get it out of here. See how it looks in the destination. Export selected as a GLB. I'll call it Hall. And I'm gonna replace this stuff with it. Yeah, my walls were way too weird. Way too weird. This might be a fail. We'll see. Okay, so I just drag and drop my GLB into the Asset Explorer there. I'm in the Somnium Web Worlds SDK template here. That's because I cloned the project. Now it extracts my GLB and it turns it into a cool little template that I can drop like this. And there we go. My texture is only 2K. It's using the wrong texture. Why is that? I spent all that time rendering out the good texture, but I named it the wrong thing. Okay, I'm gonna have to re-upload this. That's more like it. Instead of 2.54 megabytes, the new one's going to be much bigger. It's going to be 10.5 megabytes and look like this, kind of. Let's get it in there. So I just need to drag it and drop it into the Asset Explorer again. It's going to automatically just update the old version that I had, and before your eyes. Oh, it's got to upload. Okay, we're waiting for it to upload, and then I'll snap my fingers again, and then really slow finger snap because it's a bigger file this time. There we go. Do it. Get clear before our eyes. I don't think it's doing it. Oh, did it do it? It might have done it. Now we're 4K. Good, that's what we wanted. 4K. All right. We'll get in there and see how it looks. The cool thing is that there is 0 real-time lighting happening in here. Let me make sure that my floor and my spawn point are good. I only need 1 spawn point for right now. Put it over here. And all these collisions I don't need. Plane, I don't need. What is this? Is this the camera? Yeah. So to set the camera spawn position, you just put any camera into your scene. This is where my camera will start. I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up with the chats very much today. Okay, this looks good. My bake was bad. My bake with the normals were too heavy, and my AO was too heavy. If I would fix that, see the floor looks all right. Let me get the camera close to the floor. So we just inspect the quality of this bake here. Oh wait, I gotta check some stuff here actually. Go over here. Other, I want this to be not use the lighting. And for this render, no, it'll be this object. Okay. So the floor is pretty good quality. The walls were, they had way too heavy AO and normal map on them, which made them end up looking fuzzy like this. Also, I need to check my tiling on my walls, I might want to turn down the scale of that wall texture a whole bunch, perhaps. To do that, I have to go back to the non-baked version. So before I decimated it and merged everything, I got to go back to that version. So it's a bit of a hassle to fix lighting like that. So it's good that I did the test render in just this hallway instead of building an entire 3-room environment with a big showroom over here. To test how the materials were looking, and the materials were not looking correct. Okay, so it is a bit of a failure. I'm not going to put this on a parcel. There's no reason to put it on a parcel until it's more complete, but I will take a screenshot of it here to show how it turned out. Not very well, unfortunately. I'm just thinking, is there anything in post that I can do to fix it? No, not really. I gotta fix it before post. And my lighting wasn't the best either. So, although I demonstrated baking, unwrapping, baking everything, and dealing with the UVs to make something like this, my actual result was left wanting. The floor turned out good, the walls not so much. Now, you have to be a little bit... Okay, I'm going to try something else here. Should we try something else? Yeah. Let's see here. File, save, and let's go back to fine art copy. This is before I merge stuff. Okay. Let's change all these things to be 0, 1, 2, 5. This should be more like it, actually. Remove all of these so we're not so zoomed in. And all these. I got a few minutes here. I started a little bit late. I can't go too much over time though because there are other streams that happen here. But let's see if I can get at least the prep ready to make this thing look better. And maybe I can finish it off stream. Or, you know, start finishing it off stream with this good bacon. How's this gonna look now? With the active sheet. So the main thing I'm looking at is the walls. They still might be too big. The text resolution still might be too big. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not the text resolution, the normal mapping and all that. So let's do that. Let's do that. Vertical and adjust some stuff on the PVR. The AO probably wrecked it. it's giving it a smoother look without the AO. So let's see what it looks like on the canvas there, which I'll be able to see in just a moment. Okay, that is still a bit 3D. I'm going to take it down a little bit more. Okay, cancel, save. And I'm going to bake this out. I am. Let's do that whole process again. Let's see if we can do it quicker this time, though. And I'll give it a front and a back this time, like this. Okay. And this. Call this one bake 2. We'll collapse this down, turn it into a pro boolean, and let's start picking some unions. Okay, got everything unioned up. I'm going to delete the blue lights on the bottom. I don't think they turned out well in the bake, so I just want to see what it looks like without them. Okay, and let's go back to Boolean stuff. Now it's time to start trimming. Let's trim. Okay, so far so good. Man, it looks like I deleted my ceiling light. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Did I hide it? I had one light. That was the wrong light. What looks bad is the space behind the top of the canvases that doesn't look good. That kind of shadow it casts, which is pretty noticeable. And I need to fix it because it looks bad. These are way too bright. Take them down. Target this to 10. It's not enough. Okay, let's bake it out. See how it goes. I'm gonna end the stream right before I click the bake button. So let's lead up to that momentous moment. That momentous moment there. So that involves going over here and naming this thing hall. This will be our new hall. I'll collapse it all down to editable poly. I'm gonna render. Bake it to texture, padding 4. Channel 2, unwrap only. Good. Now, we're going to render the beauty map. This one's going to turn out better, I think. Unfortunately, you all will not be able to see because I need to get off the stream in case other streams need to start up, but I'll tweet out a picture of it if it turns out well. If it does not turn out well, you can join me tomorrow or on Monday while I try to fix it and make it turn out well. Desktop is the folder I want to pick out to. And itself is going to be a 4K texture. It's going to be UV channel 2 with padding 4. Okay, I'm clicking bake. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. The hope is that I want to decrease the noise. The noise was a result of a couple things, one of them being my very noisy ambient and normal maps on my walls. So I took off the ambient, the AO. I lowered the resolution to be real life resolution because with PBR, these textures were meant to be used at scale 1, actually, not what I had them at. And I'm hoping all that lowers the noise. I can see that I cannot tell if it helped lower the noise or not. Now, if the noise is still high, what I can do is come here and use solid white textures, because when you use solid white textures, the noise is a lot harder to notice than when you're not using solid white textures. Also, I should be able to adjust my lighting settings to not have so much noise. I just need to go in there and tweak the materials and everything. This does look like a vast improvement though, and we'll see how it turns out. I will at least, and I'm gonna let you all let me go, and I'll see you on Monday where we'll build something new, perhaps like a campfire thing, perhaps not. Perhaps something different. But I'll see you all then. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace. Hey, this is rendering faster than I thought. I'm not going to do the whole sign off a second at a time, but I think this is going to be done in just a few minutes, like in 2 or 3 minutes, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I'm going to stick around here so I can get it onto the model and update what we got over here to be not so fuzzy, noisy. So stick with me here a couple minutes, if you will. I'm only a few minutes over, so I'm not cutting in to anybody's time just yet. Now, if I keep talking for another 20 minutes, maybe, but it's not going to take me 20 minutes to try this out. We're getting there, we're getting there. I'm just looking at this trying to understand what is that it's rendering on the right hand side. I don't know. This UV map looks different than the other one. Hopefully this one's going to jump to finish in just a second also. Jump to finished. I don't know. Is that the floor that it's rendering on the right? How come it doesn't look correct? Did I mess up? Did I mess up? No, I probably didn't mess up. Okay, let's try this out. It's just the texture resolution is different, so I didn't recognize it. We're going to close this. We're going to go over here. We're going to say, save this UV there. Yeah, move these UVs onto this channel like this. And then we're going to assign a new GLTF texture that has that's what the new one's going to look like. So it's probably going to be better with solid color textures is the lesson that we learned today. That way you don't see the low resolution of the light map. Maybe next time I'll do some testing or voyaging, experimenting with doing the in-editor baking that I was talking about, which is this little icon over here, the light mapper. That would let me arrange the lighting inside of the editor and bake out the shadows from there, which might be cool. It might be cool. And let's see how it looks here right before I sign off. Gotta adjust my camera. I forgot to include, it looks worse now than it did before. Let's look at the, this is why it looks so weird. I forgot to include one of the panels this time. This might be no good. Is this a 4K texture? Oh yeah, I have to turn off lighting, and I gotta go over here and turn off this stuff. This is a 4K texture though, and it looks crunchy. 4K resolution was not enough. If I basis compress this thing, I wonder how small it could get. It's taking a while. The bases compress. This was a fail. You can't win them all, ladies and gentlemen. And today will go down in history as this not looking very good. But hey, there's the light map bake. It just needs to be better. Thanks everybody for sticking around for this bonus segment at the end to see how the last bake turned out. And I'll see you all on Monday like last time. Have a wonderful weekend once again.